legal procedures of the liquors that are made on the Moonshiners on the Discovery Channel has been the subject of heated discussion on the internet. When the show was released in 2011, most people criticized the show and wondered how it was allowed to be displayed on the television, since they were doing something against the law. It has also been pointed out by a number of individuals that the show does not, in fact, showcase any unlawful activities. Hey, beautiful people. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos. That is true, since it is hard to believe that a big network like this would openly display such illegal acts for so many seasons. In any case, that perspective might have changed for some viewers after Mark Ramsey and Eric Diggermains were shown being arrested in the 8th episode of Season 14, which aired on January 14, 2025. For the purpose of expanding their operations, they decided to seek the support of moonshiner Bruiser Martin in Kentucky. They teamed up as they wanted to share their 7 years of knowledge in the alcohol industry with a wider audience. They have worked for almost 7 years in the industry. Mark and Digger are well known for their high-quality barrel-aged whiskey. But they reached out to get expert guidance, since bourbon is a high-value commodity in the moonshine industry and demand from customers was really popping. Bruiser Martin, a master distiller and well-known bourbon maker, seemed like the perfect partner for Mark and Digger. They made the decision to go directly to the source, which was the state of Kentucky. The place has a long tradition of making bourbon, so it is obvious that the state produces more bourbon than any other in the globe. Despite the fact that it is possible to produce bourbon worldwide, many people hold the opinion that it is not truly bourbon if it is not produced in Kentucky. This is because Kentucky is the source of 95% of all the bourbon that is produced worldwide. So in addition to being skilled at making bourbon, Bruiser is said to be exceptionally talented at it, and he had won a master distiller competition as well. At first, Mark and Digger were planning to test Bruiser's abilities to make bourbon in the style of a moonshiner. As a part of the process, they requested him to look for a spot that was sufficiently hidden to avoid suspicion of their alcohol production. Bruiser was comfortable working in more classic settings, such as buildings and distilleries, where his products were traditionally prepared. Then, they wanted to see whether he could determine the right varieties of components and how much of each to use while making bourbon, such as sugar. In response to it, Bruiser quickly disregarded it, arguing that the use of sugar was unnecessary since real bourbon does not include any sugar in its composition. Mark and Digger were equally impressed with Bruiser's mash, which produced a bourbon with an alcohol content of 120%. After they confirmed that Bruiser met their evaluation criteria, they agreed to collaborate with him, which may be the beginning of a fruitful relationship. Unfortunately, Mark and Digger can find themselves in legal issues. In the preview, both of them express concern that their moonshine productions may be confiscated, leading to significant financial losses. After that, the video shows the two being led in handcuffs into a police car, suggesting that Johnny Law may have caught them. But the teaser doesn't say anything about Mark and Digger's arrest or if it had anything to do with their moonshine making.